I am live. It is Friday, and I wanted to stop scroll with a picture of a guy in a tank top, a very beefy dude. I've never watched one piece of content that Alex Hermosi has posted, but I work in a lot of people's YouTube channels, and it popped up. And this is not the first piece of content that covered this topic. So I wanted to post about it. I wanted to do a live stream because that's what I'm trying to get my clients to do is go live. He talks about this. So I'm going to post the link in comments. And I've read his books. I know his books are good. I know he's good at what he does. So he's big. So if you like him, watch this. Actually, watch it. Just watch it. Because what I want to talk about very quickly is, and I'll see if I can remove him, he's talking about interest-based media or interest-based social media. Everything is changing right now. Everything. I know you're feeling it. AI is coming. We're on the cusp of all of that. Not on the cusp. We're in it. Like we're wading into it. And social media is changing. The algorithm is changing. I wanted to talk about that because the number one thing you can spend money on in 2026 is, I thought, I speak a lot about AI, but it's not AI. It's using AI to expand your reach. The interest-based algorithm has shifted things in a way that a lot of people who have been around, like you may have been on LinkedIn, for example. I'm on LinkedIn a lot more than anywhere else. And remember when we were like, oh no, should I use emojis? Emojis in my LinkedIn post? Now everybody does it. Now I'm seeing like, it seems like the 3-year-old trend of using B-roll and like captions is finally catching on in LinkedIn. Yay. But you need to move beyond that. And the first adopters will move beyond that quickly. So I work with people who are in the alternative asset space. And so the interest-based algorithm is shifting things like this. I'll give you the example. So it used to be that you would post and you would get followers and you would think, okay, my numbers are growing. And so I'm doing, I'm succeeding, right? I'm becoming more visible. So there have been YouTube channels that have, grown quite well. Some of them have purchased their followers. That was common on Instagram also. But now the way it worked has completely changed. And heck yes, I have notes about this because it's a very deep topic. And I had to ask myself, how do I pare this back for people who are not used to hearing it? Most people don't realize the algorithm has changed. We are now in an interest-based algorithm. So what does that mean? If you're not creating content, you're going to be invisible for 2 reasons. I left this part out. AI is now making video content the most searchable content. So you must be creating video. It doesn't have to be you. It could be someone on your team, someone dedicated. You can do faceless videos. You can do videos, testimonial videos. I have done that too. But if you're just expecting to buy ads and be successful, it's not going to work the same way. And for 15 years, social media worked like email marketing. You built followers, you posted, percentage of your followers saw it. More followers meant more reach. You build your email list, and then content went to people who already chose to follow you. That's the key point. That's one key point. So that was the game, right? Accumulate, and then you broadcast to them. Now it's not like that anymore. The algorithm prioritizes matching content to interests. It's going to look at what's behind you. I've mentioned this before. It's going to look at, commonalities you might share with your audience. So the platform is not asking, that platform is asking who follows this. It's not asking who follows this person. It's asking who's interested in the topic. Sorry, I messed that up there, but it's not asking who follows the person. It's asking who's interested in the topic. So how it works now is you post a video, the algorithm analyzes everything about it, content, language, script, background, what you look like, all those things, what you're saying, topic you're covering, even what you're wearing, just a little creepy. And then it's going to determine what the content is about. And that's who, and who you appear to be to people, who you appear to be. So then it's going to show your content to people with a history engaging in similar content. So if I'll give you an example of my dad. I hope he's not watching this. but he was mentioning to me that was getting a lot of, I considered it to be like kind of Debbie Downer stuff served onto his YouTube channel. And so I said, hey, maybe you should be looking up like kittens and puppies. I don't know, might serve you some happier stuff. Because once you go down the rabbit hole, it's going to give you more of what you seem to want. So how does that translate? I help people in the alternative asset space. That's what I do. So if you are like in private equity, real estate syndications, opportunity zones, insurance, metals, whatever, you are going to make specific content. I'll give you some examples because, again, I have notes. I'm not doing this without notes. Why high net worth individuals are moving out of the stock market. I don't know if that's exactly true. It's doing pretty well, but I think they are thinking about diversification because this debt thing. Or like how to protect your money from taxes. A lot of people are inheriting right now. Make specific videos. If you're in life insurance, how the wealthy use life insurance as a tax-free retirement account. That might be good. I have a whole list of things. And you know what? It's not that it's coming out of my brain. AI makes this easy. So I teach you how to do that. I teach your teams how to do that. Or I have an entire team that does it, like 6 people. They're fantastic. I love them. I've worked with them for 2 years. But what this means is that your content is your targeting now. If you run ads, they are probably more expensive and they're not working as well. So your content is your targeting. If you get 1,000 people every week looking at your video on XYZ, that's like 1,000 people in a room that subscribes to your content every week on a very specific topic. So yes, I want you to think about putting money toward expanding your reach, expanding your authority, and getting something on video in 2026. That is my advice. So I will post 2 videos from people way more well-known than I am on this topic about interest-driven algorithms, because that is what's coming. And social and email, this is where I'm going to off-road and finish, I promise. So I have done virtual events. Those have driven leads. Okay. 2 to 3 years ago, I saw a train coming, and the train was called people's email inboxes are going to be extremely full. And that was before AI. Now it's insane. So if you get someone's attention on video on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever they camp out, X, I don't know, that is gold. That is gold. And if you can get them to opt into something that would further their education and be helpful and valuable to them, do that. But the virtual events where you bring in warm leads from other people's lists, basically, is not working as well. And I knew that was going to happen. So there's a lot more I could go into. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to say, start. It doesn't matter where you start, because the algorithm, if it likes your content, will fuel it. It doesn't matter if your friend has, it doesn't matter if you're not Mr. Beast, to paraphrase like 10,000 people out there. Okay, I'm done. I've talked too long. I've made this too long. I would tell my clients, no, you need to stick to 7 minutes. I will try to do so in the future. Have a great weekend. Bye. End stream, for real. End stream.